Um, uh, a few were implemented, not enough, and the county home continues to have significant financial troubles, which with the way the reforms in the healthcare system, I think other homes are also going to have problems. But it is a publicly owned home, and the county has been putting in approximately $1 million more per year on average for the past 10 years or so. And I think the county legislature just again put another $1 million plus into the home. To help keep it afloat. You know, I don't think it's sustainable. There's a current offer in, I'm not on the legislature now. It'll take 2/3, if the home is to be approved for sale, it will take 17 votes. It'll take 2/3 of the legislature to approve the sale of the home, and I don't know whether it's going to happen or not.
Seniors who built this country are going to have a little problem. Okay, good morning, caller. Does that basically explain what you wanted to hear?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thanks again. Assisted living, that's one of the options, is to, instead of putting people into a nursing home per se, give them assisted living, and we can't, so for some reason, they don't allow that, but there are ways around it, they tell me.
Yeah, that's really important. I mean, I'm a physician. I have a lot of patients in nursing homes. I can tell you that seniors don't want to be in a nursing home. They would rather be in their own home. And we should do everything possible to be able to provide the care in their own home, enough help to the family, and so people can stay in their own home. That's the most cost-effective, efficient way to lower the long-term health care costs of seniors, to keep them in their own home as long as possible. If that's not available, then it's assisted living, and there is a significant shortage of assisted living beds in the North County. And the county itself, we can't build, you know, we don't have the means to build more assisted living. So, and then we have nursing homes. And so it's like $100,000 a year to be in a nursing home. It's much less expensive to have people in assisted living. They have more freedom.
It's half of that.
It's half, or less. So if we had more assisted living in the North County, the people in Chautauqua County in the north end would be better off.
Okay, we have a bunch of callers. You want to take on?
Good morning.
Good morning, caller. You're on.
This is Linda Spalding.
Well, Linda Spalding, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Good morning, Dr. Rudy.
Hi. Hi.
It's great to see you on the show, and I'm so glad that you talked about how well people do in their home, getting the home care for long-term care, because I have worked with aging services for years, and I have heard all of the statistics in favor of that. And it's great to see you on the show, and I know we're running out of time. There's probably more people who want to call, but I would like to mention that there are many services with the Chautauqua County Office for the Aging.
Okay, what's the phone number there?
The phone number in Mayville is 753-4471.
Okay. Now, if somebody wanted to get into a nursing home, Rudy or Linda, what's the first step? What do you do?
Well, Dr. Rudy would know all about that.
you ask Rudy, huh?
My experience is somebody gets seriously ill, ends up in the hospital, and it's obvious that they're not going to be able to go back home. You know, they need more services, or there isn't enough family health or whatever. You know, I just had a patient today who went to the nursing home, so I just saw her this morning. So the family can't take him, or there aren't enough help, or they need more services. So they need to qualify for the nursing home, and there are Medicare, Medicaid, different regulations.
They got to be busted almost, right?
But they do, you know, most patients qualify and do get into the nursing home, and many improve and do then move on to an assisted living or move back home. So not everybody goes to the nursing home, that's the end. Many patients improve. A lot of patients, some have their surgeries and actually now get their rehab at the nursing home instead of in a rehab hospital.
Yeah.
So I would say probably the majority of people who might have a total hip or knee replacement, if they need rehab, which they frequently do, they'll get it in a nursing home for 2-3 weeks, etc., whatever it is. But do I know all the regs on how to do that? No, there's social workers, and probably one of the first things they do, you say, what do you do? I call a social worker, and the social worker comes in and helps me out, works with
Give
the
you some
family.
guidelines.
And
Yeah.
and it also the same thing in the office. If I saw somebody who needed, family says, they can't take care of this patient, they're a loved one, they need a nursing home or something like that, I call the social worker. I may call the county office of the aging or whatever. So I get help. There's social workers. They know the
Ins and outs.
the ins and outs. They help us out. It does work, and we usually can get patients taken care of.
Well, thank you, Linda.
Well, thank you. Have a great week.
Before you run away, how is Doug doing these days?
Oh, he's doing pretty good.
Uh-huh. Is he getting around much? I haven't seen him on his little scooter.
Well, a lot of people are coming to see him. No, he hasn't been on his scooter this year yet,
No.
but a lot of his friends have been stopping by to see him.
Is he still playing tennis?
No, he's not playing tennis. He hasn't done that in a while.
Well, send him our best, and
I will.
tell him we miss him. He used to sit right where you sit sometimes,
All right. Thanks, Linda.
Thank you, Linda
Thank you.
Spalding. Again, she gave you the number for the Office of the Aging, 7534471, and as Rudy suggested, the only way to get into a nursing home realistically is to go through the routine, and you've got to get a social worker to help you lead the way, right, Rudy?
Yeah, yes.
You can't just walk up and say, knock on the door, and say, I need some help here. I'll be right. I'd like to spend a little time here. That doesn't work, right? Rudy Mueller. Rudy is a past legislator in Chautauqua County and knows the ins and outs. He's also a practicing physician, as his good wife. What's your wife's name?
Diane.
Diane Mueller.
Yep.
And been a long-term resident. What?
My cell phone just went out, but it was probably her calling.
You told her you're not allowed to call when you're on the air, right? But she called in this way, she knows 753 Jack. Well, Rudy, we've been talking quite a bit about the healthcare system, and there's how it will impact us. We've been talking especially about the lake and the taxes, how that would impact us. Going to go up big if we lose the lake. There's one more thing I wanted to just mention in there, which is very important to talk about energy, NRG.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about what's going on there. Now, I understand that Kathy Young and Andy Goodell are doing their very best, level best, to get some kind of funding, and it looks like the biggest problem there is transmission of the power. They don't have the lines to move that power around and sell it.
Right.
They're thinking of gas now, which looks like another several-year holdup. What's going on? Do you hear anything about it? I mean,
Well, the transmission lines is a major issue. Again, here's infrastructure in the state that needs to be, we need to invest in the infrastructure. And the governor did call for $1 billion investment into Buffalo area. I think we should get the transmission lines to that plant. I'm hearing that it's around a $5 to $6 million investment. It's critical to the economy in Dunkirk in the north end of the county. And for the energy, we need to provide our own energy. We have a plant there that can produce energy, and whether it goes to gas in the future, that will be cleaner. Hopefully it will cost less. But for right now, we need to get those transmission lines, that investment, and I would push for that.
It looks like if we don't get them, it's going to cost the county $40 million a year in taxes. And a lot of taxes go to Dunkirk, and it looks like Dunkirk would just collapse. But so would the county.
Yeah, no, it's important that we get. I would push. Well, I'm not supposed to say political things, but we need to get that investment, get the power lines, get the transmission.
We need an extension cord.
Correct. Well, we have not invested in the infrastructure, in this state and across the country. I mean, it's pretty obvious. Whether the bridges you mentioned the bridges and roads, but even our infrastructure for our power, our energy, we would have a much more efficient, cost-effective energy grid.
If we can
and we
get
need to do that, and and it's wind, solar, gas turbines, coal, energy conservation, you name it. But we need to produce our own energy. We have a power plant right here in our own county, but we can't get that energy out there. So that's a problem. And
shifting the energy around, selling it, moving it. Kathy Young has indicated, I think they got a grant for something, some bucks for that, to help out a little bit. But it's not enough money. You're talking millions and millions of dollars, right. And you're talking time. You can't just whip one up and say, right. Let's just run an extension cord down in New York so we can sell them, or up to Canada. Windmills. What do you think of windmills? I think they're ugly. I'll start out by saying that.
Well, many parts of the world does windmills and a lot of energy produced. I don't know if you've been to Europe lately. I haven't, but I have a son that's been over there, and I know in another part of New York State there's a lot of windmills that are producing a lot of energy. We get a lot of wind in this area. It's renewable. It doesn't harm the it doesn't cause pollution, but it's not, it only produces when the wind's blowing. So, it's one of the things that we need to do, one of the many. I'm supportive of wind. There's huge wind farms being built down in Texas and California. Could we do something in Chautauqua County? Absolutely.
Okay. Rudy Mueller, I just got a sad note here. You know what that means? We're out of here.
All right.
Give you 30 seconds to wind up.
Well, I appreciate you letting me be here. Obviously, I care about health care, and I'm trying to make health care more affordable, more accessible, of high quality for all the people in Chautauqua County and in the state and country. That's my passion. And I love the lake. I love this county. We have a lot of major problems, but I think they're solvable, doable, and I'll give it my best to do the right thing, and we'll go forward.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Rudy Mueller, former legislator and current candidate for the Assembly, as is Andy Goodell, who's a former county exec on top of everything. He also was a legislator, I believe, for a while. So at any rate, we've had our chat. If anybody want to get in touch with you currently about anything that you mentioned, give them a number.
Well, they could email me, rudymueller at gmail.com.
Okay. Look up Rudy Mueller on your Google, and you'll have it. And give them a.
I think my phone number's in the phone book.
If you can remember it.
My home phone.
Okay.
But get me on Gmail.
Gmail. Okay. Chuck Kelsey, thank you for your wonderful work in building the most modern studio in New York State. Devin Taylor helping it. Chris Bart, Randy Burt, Chris Ramaker, Jeff Zook, Don Zenz, who's now running our cameras right now. And I want to thank all the callers. Our last caller, you'll have to wait until Rudy shows up again. You'll show up again, won't you?
Sure.
Good. I hope that everybody out there has a beautiful, beautiful day. And my advice to you in Chautauqua County is to go fishing. We have the best fishing in the world here, either in the Great Lakes or in Lake Erie or in all our little beautiful lakes. May all that is proud and true and noble abide with you. I'm Reed Powers.